Don't know if we're live or not, everybody. I think we're live. I hope we're live. One of my indicators shows we're live, but the app does not show we're live. Okay, that's better. I think we're live. Okay. All right, everybody, let's try this again. I realize now that you must not have heard anything I said before. I've visited our two locations for snowy owls before I started, and I didn't see anything in either location. We've had a significant snowfall, as you've been able to see. We had that yesterday, and that leads to some problems today. It's 18 degrees, so it's cold. It's not super windy, but there is some wind occasionally, and if you're standing in it with these temperatures, it's not pleasant. I did get out of the car at the airport and took a quick look around, but there was they were still plowing the various runways, driveways, etc. And I didn't see any owls there. Now, I'm not saying there weren't any there, but I just didn't see any. And the snow doesn't make it easier to see snowy owls on the ground. But depending on how things go here in Montezuma, we may go together back to those two locations, Saybolt Road and the airport, to have another look. You never know. This kind of weather obviously makes for sometimes poor bird watching, and as I said to you earlier, but you didn't hear me, tomorrow would be actually a better day weather-wise. It's supposed to be a little warmer, and I don't know what else might change, but it'll be that much longer span of time since the snowfall. But today fits in my schedule much better, so we're here today. Okay. We'll take a look around here. Maybe we'll see something. Don't know, but if I had to bet, I'd say we won't, but you never know. You can enjoy the scenery as we go, though. I mean, some of this is pretty. I have a feeling we will once again be skipping sapsucker, but I don't know. 18 degrees with lots of snow on the ground doesn't make for good bird watching there, especially because the pond is probably mostly frozen, although I'm not saying you can't see anything, but we'll see how things go. I'm not happy that we've been skipping it, but some of it's been time, some of it's been weather, some of it's been this, some of it's been that. The way it is. The way it is. This could be the kind of day when we don't see really anything. I don't know. Now, we just started, so it's too early to declare the day a washout, but like I said, I've already checked for snowy owls in our usual locations. What is that? That's a harrier. A northern harrier, and it was a male. and it's now no longer within our view, really. But that was a northern harrier male. Looked like a male to me that flew over the road. The male, an adult male looks different from an adult female. They're more like gray with white underparts, whereas the females are more brown. Juveniles are also brown. I'm going to let this car pass us. Didn't get to see my neighboring red-tailed hawks before I left home, and you know, quite honestly, I wasn't surprised not to see them. I mean, when you're coming off of a night of, you know, there was some snow overnight, and you know, there's snow all over the place, and it's cold. You know, don't always expect to see them, and they might have even been in an area where I was looking. But with snow on the trees, it's that much more difficult to spot them. So I can't say I was surprised not to see them this morning. The channel, this channel that we're passing over now is actually not really covered with ice. It's largely free of ice. Kind of pretty, actually. Pull over and let this vehicle pass me. Even though we're on the bridge here. See a gull flying overhead. I'm not sure what kind. But more gulls down over here. But I don't see any other, like, any eagles or anything else like that. I strongly suspect some of the usual stops that we make, for instance, at you know, on East Road, I have a feeling we're going to look down on just a lot of snow and ice and no birds. We'll take a quick look, but that's my prediction. If you think about it, we've been pretty lucky so far with weather. We did have one weekend where we were kind of washed out, but this winter has been decent. But you know, it's not over yet. We're still in early February, and to get a snowfall like this is not a big surprise. Is that a horned lark by any chance? I don't know what that was. It's going... Okay, hold on 1 second. It is a horned lark. 2 of them. This won't be great, but let's take a look through my mirror. And there's a second one here. And you know, we'll try to see if we can get a better look. I don't want to disturb them. That's not what we're here for. But we'll try and get a better look if we can. We haven't looked at one in a while. So this is a horned lark. Cute little bird. And there's a second one. At least I believe there's a second one. Where are you? There is a second one there, somewhere. You can see it with the naked eye. Oh, you know, maybe I'm looking at the second one. I'm getting some heat distortion, maybe because of the heat within my car going out the window. I'm actually lightening it up quite a bit because of just the way the lighting's working. It's backlit. Interesting how they're both like dragging snow on their tails. I hear a crow. Love horned larks. I love seeing them. We haven't had too many opportunities to see them for whatever reason this season. We had good opportunities to see them last winter. But, you know, just we haven't really stumbled upon too many that we could actually take a look at. I've seen them, but either they've flown away quickly or they were nearby and things just didn't work out right for seeing them. Let's take a look at the other one, which is a little farther away still. We're going to move along very shortly, but it's good to see them. I've mentioned before that, their numbers are dwindling, so, anytime I can see them, I try to. We're going to get going. Switch cameras back. Snow on the ground, you have to appreciate what it takes for birds to find food. It's not easy. I mean, even with all the various cornfields that are around and everything, they're covered with snow, and maybe not completely buried so that there's not even any stubble showing through, but for the most part that is the case. So there's, it's not like there's a lot of food right there easily seen and found by the birds. Looking down below, it's as I predicted. I do see some crows ahead on the left side of the road, and a few on the left side in the field, in the cornfield. Actually, quite a few. Sorry if I disturbed them, and I probably did. It's not what I'm here for. But down below on the other side, there's nothing that I can see with the naked eye, bird-wise. So we're just going to keep moving along. Sometimes, I mean, unless the weather is like really dangerous or something like that, you shouldn't always let it discourage you from, from going bird watching, because, sometimes even on bad weather days, you'll have good birding days. Sometimes, you were very glad to have seen. Maybe you had a special sighting or something. So, and that's happened to me a number. Maybe the weather's not so good, and sometimes even if the weather is good, and then you return home and you realize, boy, I really didn't see much today, but I saw that one, I don't know, pileated woodpecker or something, something like that, and you had a good look, and that may have been the highlight of the day and made the whole trip worthwhile. What helps though is, when you are going somewhere, go to locations that are known, at least to you, to be good bird watching locations. going to say, well, on a bad weather day, just go out and drive anywhere and you'll see birds. I mean, you know, that's not what I'm saying at all. The other thing is, you know, don't go to a location where something was seen once and isn't usually seen and expect, oh, I'll go there and I'll see it too. I mean, it doesn't work that way sometimes, you know, too often. As of a little while ago, shortly before I started everything up today, I still had not received any eBird alerts for the counties that I watch from yesterday. And it could be that no one saw anything, or it could be that the weather pretty much kept people home anyway. I don't know. So, I had hoped to see emails indicating, okay, snowy owls we're seeing here and there, and I don't know if I've since received them since I started up, but I checked my email just before we started up, and no alerts. Probably end up turning around right up here instead of going the full length of this stretch here. Maybe I won't turn here. I would have, but the snow, the amount of snow there has me concerned that I wouldn't be able to turn around properly and then get stuck or something. Today's tour may be a short one. I don't know. Probably wouldn't hurt if I got back early. But we're definitely not seeing much here in Montezuma to this point. I have to say, I did like seeing the horned larks. Wouldn't mind seeing them better than that, but I didn't want to get closer or try to, I didn't want to pressure them. Again, that's not what we're here to do. We're not here to make the birds move. I'll turn around somewhere up here. I'll bet Sapsucker is beautiful right now with all the snow on the trees. Assuming it's still on the trees there. second here. It's getting far away. Hold on. I think it is, but it looks large, but I'm not going to get a good look. Come on. Good look for you. Or maybe at all. Too large to be a pro. I believe it was a bald eagle. I'm not positive. I have myself seen a couple eagles today before I started. And before I started the broadcast. Actually, the first bird I saw today was an eagle. I know it doesn't look like it, but spring will be here soon enough. The days are noticeably longer. Who is this on the road? Looks like a song sparrow. Song sparrow. I don't know if I can get it for you. I don't see it. Okay. But it was a song sparrow, I'm pretty sure. Not a surprise really to see birds at the sides of the roads here and there, like we saw the horned larks. You think about it, you know, it looks like, you know, there's less snow there very often, and you know, maybe there's possibly some food, so you know, it's not the middle of the road where there's, you know, clearly little or nothing. It looks like there's potential, you know, for birds, and they might find something of interest, maybe some grain or something. see this kind of snow on the ground, you wonder how do the birds find food? I mean, how can they do it? It would seem impossible. And you know, I'm analyzing. I don't know. He found in it, I think, evidence of. I can't remember if it was like some kind of bugs that would be found in the pine cones on a tree, or something along those lines. And you just wouldn't think that they would be able to find food like that. You know, you'd think, okay, they need to find, you know, grain on the ground or something, and to find that and fill their stomachs with that, or at least, you know, get some needed nutrition, and it's just amazing. Just flew over the road. Somebody in the white building. I think we're gonna head. Hold on a second. Do I see something out there? That Shockey Pool. I don't know if we'd be able to see it from the usual parking area. Yeah, there is some activity out there. There are gulls, quite a few gulls out there. I can't show them to you well from here. Gulls on Shockey Pool. I really hope that this coming season we find that areas of Shockey Pool are more open in terms of, you know, open water. And same thing with Mays Point. I'm not saying it's going to happen, I'm just hoping it happens. I'm not saying I want it to be all open water. I mean, I like some grasses too, but the last couple of years really, it seems like the grasses have choked everything out. So the birds that we might see, you know, swimming on the water, we're not seeing. Ducks, swans, geese, etc. Concerned even about the main pool, you know, along Wildlife Drive. Because they drained the pool last summer, you know, the grasses really grew in. Me. really doesn't see much here in Montezuma. Let's head towards the airport and take another look. For me, another look. For you, a first look. Maybe we'll have some luck and see somebody. If not, we'll move on. Might have seen American coots, but I'm not sure. It's been overall for birds, it's been a quiet day. For me. Some crows to our right. About to fly over the road, I think. And I have to admit, like at Saybolt Road, I didn't really like drive around and look in other areas, and maybe we should do that. I avoided doing that because for two reasons. One, time. I had told you I wanted to start at 1 o'clock, and two, just a little bit of a concern that maybe there might be some areas, and the roads there are not all paved with blacktop. We didn't want to get stuck anywhere. Looks like this end of Cayuga Lake is kind of iced over. Let's take a left turn up here at the intersection. Just look around down there. I believe things are iced over, but I wouldn't mind a look just in case there's some birds there. What I've seen, depending on how things freeze over, is sometimes the ice will lead to birds being rather concentrated in one area, of open water. So sometimes that can actually work to our benefit. Everything here looks pretty well frozen over. May not be frozen solid, but frozen over so that, no reason for birds to be here. So I'm not seeing any geese or swans or anything like that. Okay, let me turn around. Now, it's my understanding the northern end, which is where we are, of Cayuga Lake, is a lot shallower than the southern end. Oh, what's that? Hold on one second. I see a nuthatch. White-breasted nuthatch. I could have taken a moment to, show it to you, but it was in someone's yard. You never know. They might not like that, so that's why I didn't. Not entirely frozen, not by any stretch. As I drove, leaving Ithaca, it didn't even seem like much of the southern end was frozen at all. And we've seen in the past when you could walk out onto the lake, which was, pretty time. I don't know why I didn't record it all, but anyway, I did that to try to get a closer look at the ducks that were out there, but they were just so far away. It didn't really help all that much. It wasn't this bad on the, everywhere, but a lot of roads had like some snow on them, and I don't know if this is snow that just didn't manage to get cleared, or if this is due to, the snow had been cleared, but then the wind blew some right back on. That's possible also. Spend too much time looking around. I mean, it's just about 2 o'clock right now. Oh, that's where we are. That's where we're going. I don't even recognize it. So again, we're heading to the airport right now. Oh, a couple birds. Don't know what they were. Maybe I should have looked. But, I really don't want it. There. See what I mean? You get these areas where, for whatever reason, there's snow still on the road, and you're driving along on smooth pavement, and all of a sudden you hit one of these patches of snow, and it can be treacherous. was actually pretty clean before I left home. A lot of slush and mud on it now, where there's a semi-paved area, and but it's, you know, covered with snow right now, so I wouldn't dare do that. Right, you know, like right here, I would turn in here, but there's plenty of snow there. The plow is still out there, plowing the various runways, etc. Now, maybe I didn't really look thoroughly all around in other areas where the owls might be. And I looked primarily at the airport, you know, territory itself. Looks like they're plowing here too. You know, the only that was not working when I first was here. Just you know, earlier they were just plowing only the driveways, or the runways. He's waving me through. Here at all. Oh, there they are. They must have moved them to be out of the way of the snow. I'm not in his way. Yes, I am. Okay, let's get out of his way. It's my suspicion they're not right here. They've flown elsewhere between the snow and the snow removal process. They may not want to be right here, so I'll take a look or two. Back there wasn't easy, given that he's plowing and everything, so I don't want to be in his way. Have to remember, you know, I don't know much about the airport itself, who owns it, who runs it, whatever. But it's not like it's, you know, it's not like I have a right to be there as far as I know. And I don't want to interfere with the operation in any way. It looks like he's done plowing. I think I saw him just drive into one of the buildings. Stop right here and take a look as best we can. way, you may have seen I posted a link to an article that the lab has produced regarding, mating, bird mating and everything. And it's just an interesting article to see. And there are multiple, videos and photos and things that are a part of it. And one of them is, and it's supposed to be, fun and kind of silly. There's one that's, a look at birds of paradise and their, some of their mating, courtship rituals. And it's definitely worth seeing. I would watch it even just for that. But the article is kind of interesting, and you might enjoy it. So I posted it on MeWe actually, and I believe it's available, via the Cornell website. I'm not sure how to find it there. To be honest, the reason why I know about it is because they reached out to me. I contributed a bit of video myself to it, and it's just what I contributed is just a short clip of something that I recorded with two red-tailed hawks, my neighboring hawks, coming together in the air, locking talons and spinning. See up ahead on the road there's a truck that's pulled over. Don't know why. Could it be someone there is looking for an owl? Could it be just pulled over for whatever, some other reason? Maybe to stop at, probably more likely to stop at the house that's right there. Especially given its location, you wouldn't be able to see the gas well from here anyway, where the owl might be. So I can't see the gas well from here. I did check the gas well earlier. If you're just tuning in, I've been here already before I started today's tour. I would have started here if I had seen an owl, but I didn't. Okay, I can see the gas well. I'm going to take a quick look with binoculars. It looks just like I left it, so I don't know if there's anybody there. No. I'll give you a quick look. I won't even bother to lower the window. But, no owl there. To admit, I haven't checked every inch of snow on the ground to see if maybe there's an owl just on the ground, and it's possible that one could be on the ground. Let's go up here a little bit. I did look earlier, not really extensively, but I did look on the ground in many places, and I didn't see anything that would lead me to believe that there was an owl there. So that was earlier. In other words, I didn't just simply come, look at the gas well, see no owl, and then move on. I did look around a little bit, but I didn't drive like up here, for instance. I want to turn around, and I don't know if I can do that here or not. Maybe not. this road here is not, paved with blacktop. It's more mud and stone than anything else, so traction isn't perfect here even when there's no snow on the ground. One reason for coming up here is the elevation gives me a different look, even though I'm farther back from that field where the gas well is. It gives me a different look, and maybe I can just scan it quickly. See if anything jumps out at me. No. Sorry, we're striking out. Striking out. Didn't bother to come out at all today, but I thought basically about what I tell you usually is you never know, we may see something, so I figured. I should just shut things down and then continue on to Ithaca and then resume from there. Okay? So maybe 3:40, 3:45, somewhere around there, maybe a little earlier, depending on how things go. We are, after all, not in Mount Zoom, but we're a little ways closer to Ithaca. Okay, let me just check to make sure you've gotten the message. Okay, you have. I will see you all in a little